Hey everyone, so sorry, we're just adjusting to everything backstage. Give us 2 minutes, settle down, and we will be up shortly. So, meanwhile, everyone, how's it going? I see everyone is joining up. The numbers are going up, and we're super excited to see you all here. So, just give us a minute, and we will be back with you shortly. Why don't you enjoy some music meanwhile? Awesome. Love to see it. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. And we're super excited to see you all in the chat. We know we are all excited to be here at Skysil. So we have an interesting guest backstage today. And this is going to be a great day for us. It's going to be our launch week. We're super excited for the day's theme. We just wanted to come in, say hi to you all. So, about a little about Skysil before we move forward, our goal is to bridge the gap between students and industry. We understand that when we started Skysil, we understood that there is a gap, there's a lot to learn as a professional, and some students face difficulties in bridging that gap. They need to find right mentors, finding right resources. And so, when that happens, it is usually a little bit tricky to understand all of that without the right mentorship. Is that right? So, today we're going to talk a lot about all of these things. We're going to cover a bit about, some of the technical difficulties that you face, some of the communication skills issues that you face. So, we have a great mentor tonight to talk to you all. But before we go upon that, I want to bring up Acharya on stage to talk to you about us. Acharya is our student representative. Hi, Acharya. How are you doing?
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, you're absolutely
Yeah,
audible.
okay.
How's
Hey,
it going?
Sashrika, I hope everything is going well.
Yes, absolutely. Everything is
Yeah,
going
yeah,
great. So, how are you doing? This is your
yeah,
first session with Skysil. I hope you're excited.
totally. Yeah, totally excited to join you all, and it's a very good initiative by you people. And I'm very excited and I'm very hopeful for the session that we're going to have today. So I welcome you all to Assam Engineering College, and the students are there joining in as we speak. So we hope that the session goes well, and let's just see.
For sure. Today we are here to talk about, as Acharya mentioned, today we are here to talk something very interesting. We're going to talk about our career conversation or building your professional profile as a student. And today we have Madhav Bahl to talk about build a profile. So before we just call Madhav up on stage, I have a quick question for you, Acharya. So is your college offline now? Is it online? And can you tell me about that a bit?
Yeah, sure. Actually, it was offline. It was online a few weeks till a few weeks back, and after that, as the COVID situation is improving, so the college is opening, and we're having our exams right now. Actually, the end semester exams. So the exams are also going offline. So basically, yeah, the offline scenario has come back to our college.
Awesome. And so, tell me a little bit about your favorite memory when your college was offline. So, back when, today, like now, anytime. But what's your favorite memory about college when it was offline?
Okay, so I joined in 2019 in Assam Engineering College. So we got exactly a year, and after that, the COVID situation came in. So I live in the hostels of Assam Engineering College. So as you all know, the hostel life, it's a different feeling to be in hostel. So it's very difficult if I have to say just one memory because there are, millions and millions of memories that I've made till now. So one such memory would be the cultural fest that our college hosts. So it's known as Pyrokinesis, the annual cultural fest of Assam Engineering College. So when I was in first year, so we had our first cultural fest then. So that was really a memorable experience. And soon, it's a very good news that after a gap of 2 years, we are going to have that cultural fest again in the next month. So really super excited and pumped up for that.
Awesome. Love to see that. I know a lot of students are college from your college are joining in right now. So, folks, if
Yeah,
the Cultural Fest was your favorite memory as well, put that in the comment section. We'd love to hear more about it. And now, thank you so much, Acharya, for helping us organize this. I'm going to pull you
yeah.
backstage and talk about our guest who's going to arrive up next. Awesome. So that was Acharya. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. We're going to talk about building your profile as a professional student. And today we have Madhav Bahl with us, who's a software engineer in Microsoft, popularly known as the Lean Programmer. Super excited to have you here, Madhav. Hi, how are you doing?
Super excited to be here as well. I'm doing good. How are you, Sashika?
I'm doing awesome. So I'll let you take over the stage and give a short introduction about yourself as well. Ready to go when you are.
Sure. I'm ready. Cool. So, hey guys, I'll not waste time in giving a short introduction. I have added a slide already to give a short introduction. But yeah, let me share my screen and then we can get started. Just give me a moment. So, Sashika, can you share my screen as well? Perfect. Perfect. So I hope you guys are able to see my screen, and I'm very excited to be here talking to you guys, especially the students from Assam Engineering College. Since I was a college student as well, not too far ago, not too to the like it's just I think 1.5 years since I left the college, and brings back a lot of memories to talk to you guys here. The only thing I want to say right now is I am not your teacher, so feel free to put in the chat section whatever you want to ask me. I'll be happy to guide you. I'll be happy to share my experience with you. I'll be happy to help you as much as I can. Although I know there are time constraints, I know that there are a lot of constraints right now. I might not be able to revert back to everyone. In that case, if you still have some doubt, you can always go and text me on my Instagram page, that is the Lean Programmer, or on my LinkedIn page, LinkedIn profile, that is Madhav Bahl. And if you haven't connected with me, do connect with me right now. Just go to linkedin.com and send me a connection request. It's Madhav, the Lean Programmer on Instagram, and Madhav Bahl on LinkedIn. And do add a small note that we are from a personal branding session from and I'll definitely accept your request. So I am so excited right now because this is one of my favorite topics. There are a few topics that are really close to my heart because I have worked a lot of them. I explored a lot of things, and I tried a lot of things, failed in a lot of things, and then succeeded in a few of them. And it it gives me an absolute pleasure to share all my experiences with you. But again, before I go forward, just a quick reminder that this is not a lecture going on, and I'm not your teacher, I'm your friend. Feel free to ask me anything that you have, anything that you want. So before I go forward, I have a quick quote that I want to share with you. It's a simple thing, that it's a simple reminder that brand yourself before others brand you. So there's this thing called implicit brand. Let me give you a simple example. So let's say there's this guy, Jimmy, who is super enthusiastic about JavaScript. He wants to be he wants to be known as an amazing JavaScript developer. But o- the only thing that he does is gossip with his friends in real life, in virtual life, that is on social media. He just keeps sharing memes and so on. After 1 year, if you think this continues after 1 year, do will people know Jimmy as a JavaScript developer, or will they know him as a memer? So yes, definitely you know the answer, right? So there's this thing called implicit brand. So whenever we are talking to someone, whenever I am talking to you, whenever you are talking to someone, you are implicitly leaving a brand. Other people, I don't know whether that's a good thing to say or not, but the truth is people do judge you. People do judge the way you talk. People do judge the way you interact with them. And in there, I'm not saying you to fake your behavior or anything, but show your real self. If you are a JavaScript developer, talk about code. If you are an Android developer, talk about Android applications. If you are a startup enthusiast, talk about startups. So the thing that you show to others is what you get recognized by. So brand yourself before others brand you. Why should you listen to me? I have a lot of experience in this. I've given more than 100 talks in the past 2 years. I've completed 18 plus initiatives completely for free to teach students. It includes a lot of tutorials as well. If you haven't already, do go and check out my YouTube channel. It's just The Lean Programmer, youtube.com/The Lean Programmer. I've reached over 50,000 students in the past 2 years, become twice top writer in productivity on Medium, although I don't actively blog these days, but I'm still into a lot more into vlogging and making video tutorials these days. So, of course, you can go and check my YouTube channel and a lot of things. And why I am telling you these things? Because all of these things are possible because of personal branding. I share content, I share things that people see as uh, uh, as something that I really am. I love JavaScript. I love React.js. So that's why I keep teaching people React.js. I've conducted so many workshops on React.js, more than 25 workshops on React.js, and I have one tomorrow as well. And I have released multiple React.js tutorials. So that's why people see those tutorials and they call me to the events as well. So I'm not telling you to start a YouTube channel. I'm not telling you to start making video tutorials or something, but there are small things, very small things that you can do to start forming your implicit brand. And we are going to talk all about that today. I'm going to go a little fast because we have a lot of content, but I'm sure that we'll be able to cover a lot of things, most of these things, and also have a 15 to 20 minutes AMA towards the end of this session. So what are we going to discuss today? Five things. The first one is 5 fail 50 win method. Second one is 11 step framework to online presence, get a job guide, and how can you leverage LinkedIn to get a job. And all of these is basically revolving around how can you as a developer, as a coding student, as a programming enthusiast, form your own personal brand. So 5 fail 50 win is not directly related to that topic, but this is something that I really love. This is a method that I have seen a lot of people use and get their dream jobs through it. Let me tell you what it is. So before I go into this, there's one thing that you have to remember, that it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. So what exactly is this 5 fail 50 win method? Let me tell you. So I'm giving you a small homework. I want you guys, as soon as this session ends, I want you guys to first of all make a list of 50 companies that you would want to work with. It can be any of your dream startups, it can be any of your dream MNCs, and so on. So make a list of 50 of those companies. Then, after you are done, just pick up any one of them and then go to LinkedIn Jobs and see if they have an opening for you. You will be surprised to know that yes, they have. All the major companies, all the major startups do have openings at almost all levels. And at least at the fresher level, they have a lot of openings. They have openings for software engineer interns. They have openings for the grade one, or the entry level positions in software engineering, and so on. So this should remove your doubt that there's a shortage of jobs or there's a lack of jobs in the industry. There is not. You can just think of any company and just go to their LinkedIn page and they will have an opening. So that's the best thing about it. So that clears one misconception that there's a lack of jobs. There's not. Now, the first step, write a list of 50 companies. Second step, pick up any one of them and go to LinkedIn Jobs and see whether they have an opening or not. I'm pretty sure that they will have. Now, the third step is just apply to that company. Apply it today, any one of them, and forget about it. Meanwhile, for the next 1 or 2 weeks, just focus on your studies, focus on your coding, focus on data structures and algorithms, and so on. You will be surprised to know there are very few chances that you might hear back from them. In a lot of cases, people don't hear back in their first term. Now use this as a learning that you were not, even though there was an opening, you didn't even hear back. Mostly that will be the case. If you hear back from them, congratulations, you can directly go ahead and give the interviews now, or the coding round, whatever there is. But most likely the chances are that you will not hear back from them. And that is a second reality check. The first reality check was that there's no shortage of jobs. Second reality check is that even though there's no shortage of jobs, you're not hearing back. So it's not a problem with the government, it's not a problem with the industry, it's not a problem with the companies and startups. The problem is, you got it. The problem is with your skill set, with your profile, with your resume, and so on. And now you have to fix that. You have the answer. So spend the next 3 weeks learning something new. We are going to discuss all of that thing. Spend all of that. How can you build your profile? How can you learn what to learn, where to learn, and so on. We are going to discuss everything. But for the next 3 weeks after that, spend some time on learning. Then for the next 1 week, so this is 1 month plan for you. So for the next 1 month, 1 week, just create a small side project and add it to your resume, add it to your GitHub profile, share it on LinkedIn, start creating content on LinkedIn, and so on. Now your resume will be a little bit better. Your resume will have more weight than before. Now what you have done is you have increased your chances of hearing back. So I know I told you that in the starting, the session's topic is how can you build trust and credibility. The whole meaning of trust and credibility does not mean that it will guarantee you a job, but everything is about increasing your probability of hearing back, getting a job, and so on. So yes, um, these things will increase your chances. Now there are still chances that you will not even hear back from the second company. Spend 1 more month, go deep into the concepts of data structures algorithms, start competitive programming, start DSA, and so on, and start building your lead code profile, build a portfolio website for yourself. There are a lot of things that you can do. Now in this end of second month, apply for the next company. You might not get it for the 3 or 4 times, but I am sure that after the fifth time, you will start getting a lot of responses. And the most important thing is that you will be proud to see this whole method will take at least 6 months. At least 6 months, I'm not kidding. But after 6 months, you will be so proud to see where you have gone, how much area you have covered, how much things you have learned. And when you see on your LinkedIn profile, you will be surprised to see what you were before 6 months and what you are right now. You'll be an opportunity magnet. Opportunities will be coming to you instead of you running behind them. So all of that, we are going to see how can you build your profile so strong that opportunities come to you. So let's jump on to the next topic, 11-step framework for making a rock solid online presence. Before that, I'll wait for 1 minute. If you have any doubts, any questions, or anything that you want me to know, just put it on the chat section. I am watching it. And don't forget to keep drinking water. Water is very, very essential. So cool. Let's jump on to the next topic, that is 11-step framework for building a rock solid online presence. So here are your 11 steps that you have to follow for the next 6 months. Step one, learn a lot of new skills as much as you can. You don't need to go deep into any particular skill for the next 6 months. If you are in your third or fourth year, yes, you need to select one thing and go deep into it. But if you are in your first or second year, you have the time, you have the perfect time to explore a lot of new things. So learn a lot of new skills, pick up anything. You can pick up web development, machine learning, data science, algorithms, data structures, Android app development, iOS app development, backend, DevOps, blockchain, and so on. There are a lot of things. Pick up any one of them and start exploring. After you cover the basics, build some side projects, build some cool projects that you can show off. Put them on your GitHub profile. Share those on your LinkedIn profile as well. Start building an amazing LinkedIn profile. I am going to have a whole section on that afterwards, today itself, on how can you build a rock solid LinkedIn profile. But yes, just start building your profile and then build a resume, start blogging. The rest of the steps are from 7 and 8 are optional. You don't need to be a content creator. Usually content creators build have podcasts and video tutorials and so on. You don't need to do that, but it will also increase your online presence a lot. But that's completely optional. But at least start blogging. Every software engineer should also be a blogger. And if you see a lot of the most heard names in the industry, you can just go to LinkedIn, or you can just think about anyone, any person whose name you keep hearing again and again in the industry. He or she will definitely have a tech blog. So through blogging, you can put in your views as well. So building LinkedIn, Twitter, and one blog is very, very essential. And then build a portfolio website. And 10th and 11th are very, very essential as well. Network as much as you can. Build a strong network. Connect with me, connect with Harita is one of the co-founders of Skysil. Connect with Sashrika on LinkedIn. Connect with Akshita. These three have co-founded this amazing organization, Skysil. They want to bridge the gap between the people who have the knowledge and the people who want to learn something. And this is an amazing thing. So connect with them, form your network, expand your professional network. And 11th, participate in as many competition. If you are a competitive programmer, participate in as many competitive programming contests as possible. If you are a developer, participate in as many hacks as you can. Participate in as many hackathons as you can. So I want to hear from you on the chat section. Are you ready for my 2 months challenge? I'm going to show you what the challenge is, but I want something because the chat section is too lonely, right? I don't feel like I'm talking to students. Students are more lively, or is it that you are not excited about this session because it's on Saturday and Saturday is for fun, right? But I know, I can understand that. Even I want to go out and party, but here we are. If you are here, you should definitely learn something new. Just put on the chat section that are you ready for this challenge? A yes or no. Yes. So here's your 2 months action plan. You have to do these 7 things for the next 2 months. Pick up a skill. You can think of any skill. It can be web development, React JS, Angular JS, anything. Just pick up a new skill, learn it for 3 to 4 weeks or a month, whatever you're comfortable with, depending on your schedule. You have to manage college as well as your lectures as well as your assignments as well. I know that. So that's why I have given the timeline of 2 months. Pick up a new skill and start learning it. Once you are clear with the basic concepts, build two side projects. Let me share some examples with you. You can, if you want to learn React.js, you can go to my channel and start this React tutorial that I have. In every tutorial, I teach one project. So start building projects as well. If it's web development, you can build some web application. If it's Android app development, you can build some Android apps and so on. So build two side projects. As soon as you are done with the side project, push it on your GitHub profile. Having two cool projects on your GitHub profile within 2 months will improve your profile a lot. And trust me, all the recruiters, I'm not saying 90%, I'm not saying 95%, but in this day, at least I'm this much sure that all the tech recruiters do see your GitHub profile. GitHub has become the new LinkedIn profile for software engineering students. So do maintain a good GitHub profile as well. And after that, improve your LinkedIn profile. Start sharing a little bit of content. Probably towards the end of the 2 months, for the 15 or 16 days, start sharing some content. If you are learning JavaScript, start sharing some JavaScript tips and tricks. I know a lot of people do that. You can be one of them. But if you don't do that, nobody will know you, right? If you do that, you can be a part of crowd. I know there are a lot of people doing that, but at least You know the names of the people that are doing that. At least they got your attention. You might not have spent a lot of time, but at least they were able to capture some moments from your life. Do that. And then start building a portfolio website. You don't need to build it from scratch. Just Google HTML and CSS portfolio templates, and you'll get a lot of them. Just pick up any free of them, any one of them that is free. Not all the templates are free, and have just check the usage rights and all. But yes, just go to Google and share and just search for HTML templates. So yeah, um, and then build your own portfolio website and write one blog or two blogs. Since you built two side projects, write two blogs, one blog on each of the side project, and network. Do this from the day one. Build your LinkedIn profile, send connection request. At the initial phase, it's okay. It's okay. Just keep sending connection requests to a lot of people and start interacting with them. Be professional, but start interacting with them. So this is, I know it's looking very tough. I know it is, but it's going to be worth it after 2 months. You will have a lot of things, a lot of new things on your in your portfolio. So why I'm saying you to do that? Because new skills, learning new skill. It's just one. Just ignore the two part. But yeah, to earn money, you require skills, and no matter what profession or occupation or domain you are in, here we are talking about computer science, and you are nothing without your skills. So you need to learn new skills. How can you make a good GitHub profile? Work on some side projects, commit often, uh, have that good heat map that is shown on the GitHub profile. The photo on your GitHub profile catches a lot of attention. So make sure you are adding a good professional photo, or you can add a meme as well. Nobody cares, but it's software development. Nobody cares. But yeah, make sure it's up to you. So yeah, and then do some open source contribution as well. Not in the next 2 months. In the next 2 months, focus on learning first. After the 2 months, you can start some open source contribution as well. So these are the steps that you can follow to improve your GitHub profile. Now, before going forward, I have two things to tell you. First thing is, keep making notes. I'm going to share a lot of content today, so keep making notes. But don't worry even if you miss, because I'm going to go a little bit fast. Don't worry if you miss, because this recording is going to stay here on the Skysil channel till the end of the time. So you can go to this channel, you can go to this video and see the recording anytime you want. So yeah. You don't need to write everything down, but keep making notes. And just if you miss anything, don't worry. You can always go ahead and see the recording. LinkedIn profile, we have a complete section on that. Building a portfolio website, since you're a developer. So every developer, trust me, should have a portfolio website. So the first impression that people have about you is, let's say if you're a web developer and you don't even have your portfolio website, people are going to say that, what kind of web developer are you that you could not even build a website for your own self? So yes, it's always very important for every one of us to have a portfolio website. Build at least two side projects. Why? Because you don't want to tell them your skills. Don't talk to them that I am a JavaScript developer. I know higher order functions. I know this. I know that. No, don't talk to them. Show them. Show them your side projects. Show them to write cool side projects. And don't forget to push your code on GitHub, post on LinkedIn, and write a blog as well. Network with people, attend conferences and hackathons and so on, and start blogging. Here is a simple example. So write about the project you just finished. Since you're going to build two side projects, just write about the project that you finished. Share about your passion. There's a second idea. Third idea is you can start tech blogging on some topic XYZ, let's say JavaScript. So when someone comes to your profile and sees 100 JavaScript blogs that are written by you, it's a proof of your skills. POS, it's a proof of your skill. So share knowledge. You never know how useful your simple blog can be to someone who is in the need of that. And the fifth is the super interesting point. You can go ahead on Google and search the name Madhav Bahl. So you can make your own place in search engines. You can build an online identity and trust and learn new things as you write. You can improve your writing skills. You can improve your English. Trust me, I was a very, very bad writer in 2019 and 18. But after I wrote a lot of blogs, my own skills improved as well, because English is now a globally accepted and globally used language. I'm not saying this, that you should make your own language popular. It's okay, it's okay. I know that we all have our own languages, but English is, I believe, it's my own thought that there should be one global language, and English has made its place to be that global language, and it is. So it's always essential, and it's always helpful to have a good grasp over it. So writing blogs consistently will increase your English writing skills as well. Connect with new people. So once you start blogging, a lot of people will reach out to you, a lot of people will connect with you, and that will help you out as well. So that finishes the 11 step framework for building a strong online presence. Before we go forward, let me jump onto the chat section and see if I have any questions. Let's take a break of 1 minute, and till then, let me go through the chat section. Interesting. So, why would anyone hire me by looking at my profile? Very, very interesting. Very interesting question. Um, so, I would ask you a question, whoever has asked this. Why would I not hire by looking at your profile? So, LinkedIn, and so there's a see industry. There are a lot of companies in the industry. There are hundreds of 100 is a less number. There are thousands, and I don't know, hundreds of thousands of startups and companies out there. All of them are looking for talent. Now, how will they reach the talent? Do you think it is feasible to go to every school, every college, every every company, and so it's not only about freshers hiring, right? It's also about experience hiring. Let's say if a person has 5 years of industry experience, how are the recruiters going to reach him? Do you think they are going to a recruiter from a company XYZ, do you think he will be allowed in the company ABC and talk to their employees and convince them to leave ABC and join XYZ? No, that is not possible. That is where your LinkedIn, Twitter, and GitHub profile comes in. The recruiters, the companies look at your GitHub profile, LinkedIn profile as the first stage to see, to find the talent that they are looking for. As I told just 1 minute ago, that every company is looking for talent. Every company is looking for talented folks, talented software developers. How will they find it? It is not feasible. It is 100% impossible to go to every school and every college, because not every company can afford that. Let's say if it's a small startup, do you think a small startup can afford going to every college? No, they cannot. So they will look at your profile. They keep looking at LinkedIn profiles and reach out to folks, reach out to developers whom they think have a lot of knowledge. And how will they think that they have knowledge? By seeing the work on your profile, by seeing the projects that you have built on your GitHub, by seeing the content that you share on LinkedIn. By doing that, your content is reaching the recruiters. LinkedIn is a very, very powerful platform. So I hope this answers your question. Interesting. So second question is how to create a catchy professional profile. What exactly to include in a profile? We have a whole section on that, so you don't need to worry about that. The section 3 is all about building a rock solid LinkedIn profile. Perfect. So we are still on time, and let's jump on to the third section. And let me know how you're liking the session. If you want some break to go and get some water, feel free to put it in the chat section. You don't need to worry about anything. I'm your friend. I'm not your teacher. I am just your friend who is there to guide you, who is there to mentor you. But my only ask is that since I spent my weekend to build these slides for you, since I spend a lot of time to build all this content, since I am spending my time to teach you, I want one thing from you. And that one thing is that you should gain knowledge out of it. It should be helpful to you. So if you feel that you are not understanding anything, or if you feel that you have any doubt, feel free to ask it in the chat section. Only then will I be able to help you. Perfect. So the next section is how to get a job, your guide to get a job. I'll go through this section very, very quickly. If you guys want, I can share the slide so that you can revisit this section. But I'm going to, because the topic for today is profile building and not the roadmap to getting the job. But still, I added this because I know the basic need of any college student is to grab internships. So that's why I heard you and I added this section. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. So let's jump onto this very, very quickly. So get a job. Here's the get a job roadmap in front of you on your screen. You can take a screenshot. You can share this on LinkedIn. You can take a screenshot. You can share it on Instagram. You can click a photo and share it on your Instagram story. Tag me, the lean programmer, so that I can see that you are learning parallelly. Do tag me. And that would be amazing because that is how we inspire people. Just do one thing. Just take a photo of your laptop right now where you are listening to me, and put it on the Instagram story and tag me, the lean programmer. This will show your friends as well that you are not wasting your Saturday into partying, but you are learning something new. So here's a get a job roadmap. So here are the three phases of cracking a coding interview. The first phase is getting the interview, and the second phase is cracking the interview. A lot of people only focus on cracking the coding interview. They do hundreds, thousands, 10,000 of DSA coding questions. They do a lot of practice for the HR interview, for questions like what are your hobbies, what do you see, or where do you see yourself in 5 years, and so on. The only thing that they lack is the only area that they lack is profile building. If you don't even have the job, how can you crack the interview? If you don't even have the sorry if you don't even have the interviews, how can you crack it? And getting the interviews is highly dependent on your online presence and profile. Now, I'm not saying that this is 100% required, because your college will also get some companies for you. But do you want to stay limited to that? Do you want your college to do all the things? Because your college might be missing a lot of opportunities, right? I'll give you an example. There's one of my friend. I will not tell his name, but he, in his college, in his fourth year, he did not sit for on-campus recruitment. He started finding jobs outside, and he found a job for a European country for in hand 30 lakhs per annum, which is a huge amount, which no company, I don't think, in India pays to a fresher. So yeah, just make sure that that uh, your profile can help. Make sure you understand that your profile can help you get a lot of opportunities. But what skills do you need to crack the coding interview? Let's think from a recruiter's perspective. You need these five skills: analytical skills, coding skills. This is not about profile. We'll come to the profile building. We have a whole section on that. But I am talking about cracking the coding interview right now, because I know a lot of people, a lot of you are mostly interested in cracking the coding interviews. A lot of people miss the whole concept of getting the coding interviews. But yes, that's okay. That's okay. Since you are so interested in cracking the coding interview, let me jump on to cracking the coding interview. First, you need five skills. First one is analytical skills, which includes did you need any help in solving the problem, how optimal your solution is, how much time you spent, and so on. Second is your coding skills. Were you able to write code successfully? Was it clean and organized? What about errors? Did you follow style guidelines, and so on? Third thing is technical knowledge. Are you familiar with the computer science fundamentals, which include operating systems, database management system, theory of computation, compiler design, and so on? Do you have enough experience? Do you have any? Do you build? Did you build any interesting side projects or any internships in past, or any considerable certifications, and so on? And the final, which is HR interview, include culture fit. Does your personality and values fit with the company and the team? Are you able to communicate well? Again, the part of English comes into the picture here. I know. A lot of companies these days do not look at your English skills, but a lot of companies do. So just start blogging, start interacting with people, start talking in English. It's really important. And the coding round, you can, a few recommendations from my side is You can just see, you just go to this website, codechef.com/certification/data structures and algorithms/prepare. I'll share the link with Sashrika so that she can add the link to the description of this video, and you can go ahead with that. You can start doing lead code, SPOJ, Sphere Online Judge. Start doing this book, Cracking the Coding Interview. This is one of my favorite books. And this amazing book, Data Structures and Algorithms by Narasimha Karumanchi. It is very, very interesting. Just do those, and this is more or less enough for your coding questions, not for your computer science fundamentals, that is operating systems and all. But yeah. And I'll give you 10 quick tips to remember while resume making. The tips is that these are the 10 tips. Just give me a moment. Yeah, it's difficult to speak continuously, but yeah. Okay. So the first thing is try to use a resume template, because the people who have built resume templates have already taken into consideration a lot of things like the applicant tracking system, ATS, and so on. Look for keywords in the job description, or you can design your own template as well. There's no hard and fast rule that you should use a template only, but make sure that it is at least readable and all. Look for keywords in the job description. Your resume should be concise. Do not make it of 5 pages. It is not your autobiography, it is your resume. Your headline should match what the recruiter is looking for. If the recruiter is looking for an Android developer, write a headline that enthusiastic Android developer with 10 more than 10 apps on App Store. Add links to your online portfolios, projects, and blogs. Do not do any typos. These look very, very bad. It shows that you didn't even spend time into reviewing your resume before sending it. Include only relevant information. Add important achievements. And the ninth and 10th are very, very important. The ninth point is, once you are done with your resume, give your resume to three of your friends, close friends, and three strangers on LinkedIn. Just ask them. It's okay. Your resume is already public. Just ask three people whom you can trust, who have a good profile. Send them your resume and ask them to review it. So, and ask three people, three of your friends and three strangers. Ask feedback, and finally ask them, would you select me in the job if you were the recruiter? If the answer is no, you need to improve it. Then proofread once again. Where to apply for jobs? These slides have a lot of knowledge. As I told you, you can definitely have a look at these slides later on as well. You can see the recording, and I'll also share these slides with you guys as well. I'll probably share the link to the slides with Sashrika, and she can add it to the description. You can search for jobs on LinkedIn Jobs, Naukri, Monster.com, Indeed, Glassdoor, AngelList, Fresher World, Time Job, and so on. There are a lot of, and Hirect is again one of these new companies which are spending a lot of money on promotions. I only see Hirect these days on LinkedIn, but yeah, as long as it's helping you, how does that matter? Right. Cool. So we are on our second last topic, and I'll jump on to the questions once again. 2 minutes break. What are some good resources to learn about analytical skills and prepare for the culture fit round? Very, very good question. I would say for analytical skills, there are hundreds. You can read books, you can go to Geeks for Geeks and prepare hundreds of them. For culture fit round, I think I would suggest one thing. There's this website called pramp.com. So here you can practice mock interviews, and I think 3 interviews are free. And since I am not using my credits, I can give you some of mine as well. Or you can ask your friend to make a account on this and then share some credits with you. This is a very, very interesting. And here in the interview types, you can see the behavioral interview, and that will help you once you sign up, of course. Just practice a lot of behavioral interviews. That is the first resource. Then secondly, Geeks for Geeks also has some amazing collection on where you can start, what all questions are asked in the HR interview, how can you answer that, and so on. Yeah, these two are majorly should be majorly enough for you guys, and these are completely for free. And if you want to dive deep, you can definitely go and check YouTube channels and so on. But I think you should limit your resources. The more you explore, the more you will get confused. So always make sure to keep remember these things in your life, that limit your options. The more the options you have, the more you'll get confused, the more you'll wander here and there, and you'll end up with nothing. So limit your options, just do these mock interviews and study from Geeks for Geeks free blogs, and that should be enough. Perfect. So finally, we are on our, I think, last or second last topic. The last one is the AMA. We are on this LinkedIn profile, building a cool LinkedIn profile, which is one of my favorite topics. So I want a quick answer for all of you. Do you guys have a LinkedIn profile? Yes or no? I want this answer in the chat section right now. A quick yes or a quick no. Do you have a LinkedIn profile? And by the way, here's my LinkedIn profile if you want to check, linkedin.com/in/Madhav Bahl. It's there in the description as well. So if you aren't already connected with me, do connect with me on the LinkedIn as well. So Surya, Shekhar, Paul, and Satyajit do not have a LinkedIn profile. Do make a LinkedIn profile. It's very essential. Do make a link. Yeah, you're missing on a lot of opportunities if you don't have a LinkedIn profile. Trust me, it's the best platform right now for students. And let me tell you why it is so important. So there's this concept of all-star LinkedIn profile. All-star LinkedIn profile basically means a complete LinkedIn profile. So your LinkedIn profile can get you recommendation, it can get you recognition, it can get you opportunities, it can give you credibility, it can give you a chance to showcase your brand and tell story, and so on. So why I'm telling you this? Because see, LinkedIn has a very cool algorithm that promotes content which engages a lot of people, right? So for example, I created a React tutorial and posted this around 9 months ago. It received more than 100,000 views and around 1.4k reactions. So this really helped boost my tutorial, right? So this is super helpful. So your LinkedIn profile, on your LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn is the only platform right now which gives you a chance to build an authority. Instagram is kind of minimal. Twitter is kind of minimal. On Instagram and Twitter, the maximum you can do is write a bio. Sharing content is not what I'm talking about right now. Sharing content is what you can do on every platform. You can do it on Snapchat, you can do it on LinkedIn, you can do it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and so on. But building a profile is something that LinkedIn has inbuilt. You have to build your profile. You have to write your experiences, you have to write your about section. In your about section, you can write all the things that you are doing and so on. You can write your experiences, you can write about your education, and you can write about your certifications, you can write about your volunteer experience, you can ask people to endorse you. Remember this one thing: you talking about your own skills does not make any impact, but other people talking about your skills makes a lot of impact on the people who are hearing to that. So that is what LinkedIn helps you with. LinkedIn has these two sections, which is skills and recommendations. So you can add your skills and ask your colleagues and your friends to endorse it. When they endorse it, it looks really good, that because you have the endorsements. You can ask your colleagues, you can ask your co-workers to give you recommendations, and when they give you recommendations, it's really nice because other people are now talking about you. And as I told you, when other people praise you, it makes much more impact than when you talk about your own skills, right? So undoubtedly, LinkedIn is the best platform these days to build your own portfolio, to build your own profile, to build your own credibility and authority. And how can an all-star help profile help you? All-star profile basically means in simple words, a complete profile. A profile which has um, a portfolio, this profile picture, a bio section, a headline, a thumbnail, then about section, then experiences, and so on. So, all star profile basically means a complete profile which has these seven things: a profile picture, experience section, skill section, summary, industry and location, education and connection, and so on. And let me tell you, a complete profile can fetch you up to 40 times more opportunities. And this is not a number which I made up. I have mentioned the source as well. Here's the source. So remember, your all star profile can fetch you 40 times more opportunities. By just having a profile photo, you can get up to 21 times more profile views. You can get up to 36 times more messages. You can get up to 9 times more connection requests. So having a profile photo is also very very important. You see the numbers yourself. It boosts your profile. But what is a good profile photo? A lot of people always ask me that, what do you think is a good and professional profile photo for LinkedIn? There is no definition of a professional profile photo. The only thing that I want you to remember is quality should be good. Of course, it should not be blurred. That is the first requirement, of course. Second thing is any photo that shows you in a relaxed and professional manner. That's it. It can be, you can be you can be looking at the side, you can be looking in the front, anything. It's up to you. You can be wearing anything. My LinkedIn profile photo is me wearing pajamas. I'm not lying. You can just see. You can just go to my LinkedIn profile, and if you see clearly, you will see that I'm wearing a t-shirt and pajamas. I'm not wearing those suit. I'm not wearing formals and so on. It does not matter. The only thing that matters it is that it should show you in a relaxed manner, because when you are relaxed, it's psychological. When people see you in a relaxed manner, they are more inclined towards you as a human being than to someone who is not relaxed, who is doubtful, who is stressed, who is anxious, who is angry, and so on. So your profile photo should be a simple smile and a relaxed manner, nothing else. Good lighting, good quality, which should show you in a relaxed manner. And the most important thing is that it should focus on you and not the background. A lot of people make this mistake. They post a profile, they put a profile photo in which they are just a little bit and the background is major. So make sure that in your profile photo you are covering at least 60% of the frame. In this photo, I think I'm covering at least 80% of the frame. So make sure that you are covering at least 60 to 70% of the frame. And an updated headline in industry and location. So this is headline and your location and industry. This can actually help you appear into 38 times more recruiter searches. It can get you up to 9 times more profile views and 19 times more profile views with location. That is very very effective. How to write a good summary? Start with why, tell what you do, what's your aim, and how do you plan to achieve it. Starting with why can be at times a little bit difficult. So I have started it like this. If you read my about section, I started like this: that who am I? I'm a cadet by nature, a developer by passion, a tech enthusiast, and a full stack JavaScript developer, and so on. In the first paragraph, I've written who am I, what I do. Then I've quickly jumped on to the my aim. So my aim is that his goal is that to make each and every individual in the world proficient in at least one programming language, irrespective of that person's background and experience in tech or non tech. And to fulfill this, and now, how do you plan to achieve it? I am doing is, I am planning to achieve it through my free initiatives, through all of these initiatives that I have taken till now, through the 100 plus blogs that I have published, through the 50, which is now 100. I've not updated this from a long time, but yeah, through the 100 plus events that I have spoken, and so on. That's it. That can, you can say that as a good summary. Having your education can education section up to date can get you up to 17 times more messages from recruiters. By having skills, endorsements, and recommendations. So remember this, people with more than 5 skills appear in up to 27 times more searches from recruiters. By having an updated current position, you can get up to 8 times more profile views. And by having an updated work experience can get you up to 27 times more searches from recruiters. And finally, we are going to the last section, that is how do you communicate? Because we have seen everything about how can you build your profile in tech. You should build 2 side projects, you should build resume, how can you build your resume, you should build GitHub profile, you should build LinkedIn profile, and so on. The only thing that we have missed till now is how to network, because a lot of people sound good, look good when people see at their LinkedIn profiles, but as soon as they text, as soon as they DM you, no, it does not really look good. So that is the last section. And let's take a quick break of 1 minute. And by that time, I'm going to open some examples, which I did not add in this PPT, but let me just open it. And by that time, you can feel free. I'm just taking a break of 1 to 2 minutes. By that time, feel free to mention all your doubts in the chat section. So, what's the alternative of LinkedIn? So, someone just asked me on the chat section that what's the alternative of LinkedIn? Without a doubt, I would say Twitter. Why Twitter? Not because you can build a profile there. No, it's Twitter inbuilt does not have any option to share your experiences, share your to have a cool resume kind of profile. No, Twitter does not do that. But Twitter is very famous amongst the software industry. All the CEOs, all the recruiters, everyone is there on Twitter. So you can definitely, if you're not willing to focus on LinkedIn, focus on Twitter. Do academic projects qualify as side projects? If they are not library management system and transport management system, then yes, they do. How important it is to put your achievements within your own college in LinkedIn profile, or is it of no real use? It should just be your skill set. No, achievements are very important. Why would you not put your achievements? One thing that I tell everyone is always remember that posting is not equal to boasting. Let me share that. Let me write that down on a notepad so that you can remember it throughout your life. Just give me a moment. So always remember this, posting is not equal to boasting. Always remember this. This is super important. So unless and until you share your achievements, first of all, how do you expect others to know your achievements? It is super important to share your achievements, no matter how small or how big you achievement you have. Just share it on your LinkedIn profile. It's okay. It's not for those certificates, those Udemy certificates. Do not share them. That is not an achievement. First of all, certifications is something, instead of posting certificates, you can build a side projects and post that. But yes, for achievements you should definitely post it. It keeps building your implicit brand. Firstly, it builds your brand. Secondly, it builds your credibility. Thirdly, a lot of people might see your achievements and get inspired by you. Fourth thing is, it is documenting your journey after 1 year. So you see, life keeps getting monotonous as you grow up. um, right now that you're in college, you might be having a lot of fun, you have a lot of friends, you have a lot of things you can explore, and so on. But once you get into the job, your options will get a little bit limited. Your friend circle will be limited to 5 or 6 people. Your the things that you explore would be limited to 1 or 2 things instead of the 99 things that you were doing parallelly in your college. No, that won't be the case, right? So in that case, you might get a little bit lazy and all. But if you start posting on Instagram, let's say stories, and then highlight your stories, when you see those stories after 1 year or 2 year, it makes you motivated that after that that before like in the past 1 year, before 1 year, I was 1 year ago I was so motivated, but now I'm so lazy. I should start doing that once again, and that is what is going to motivate you. So always remember that document your journey. Document your journey, not to show off where you are, not to show off where what you have, not to show off your achievements, but to show your future self what your past self was capable of, that your past self was capable of putting in the hard work and achieving the things that he or she wanted. So document your journey, not to show off, but to show your future self what your past self was capable of. Networking while looking for a job is tough. How do you reach out to folks if you are looking for a job opportunity in their company? This is how we are going to reach out. That's the whole section. So how to communicate? Let me show you some mistakes. Let me show you how my DMs look like and how people generally reach out, which is not a good example. So just laugh it out when the example that I'm going to show you. And if you find yourself doing that as well, this is your opportunity to stop doing that. So 99% of the people reach out to me like this. The hi awaiter. Hi Madhav, are you there? They will just say hi and they will not tell why they reached out. Remember, it is very, very essential to tell why you reached out. Do not just say hello. Go to no hello dot I don't remember the website. Okay, leave it. But yeah, do not say hello and just disappear. Then the confused one. So there are some messages like this that, hi Madhav, I hope you don't mind connecting with me. So first of all, this platform is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is meant for people to connect with each other. Why would I mind connecting with you? So do not show yourself as confused. Be prompt that you are willing to expand your professional network, and that's why you are reaching out. The over compassionate one. Hi Madhav, how are you? So, do you really care how am I? No. Then why are you asking? It is not rude. Trust me, it is not rude to not ask how are you. So there's a difference between social media and real life, right? In real life, when you meet someone, you ask them how are you, which is a good manner. But on social media, it is just wasting the time because trust me, the other person, any person who has more than 5,000 connections on LinkedIn on an average gets at least 2 to 3 or 2 to 5 messages per day. If he starts writing back to every one of them that hi, I am fine, hi, I am fine, hi, I am fine, 5 times a day, every day, it will just it will be awful, right? Do not do that. Then there is the unprofessional recruiter. There will be people like this. Hi, Madhav. Then the next message. How are you? Then the next message. I came across your profile. Then the next message. You would be a good match for our startup. Call me. Like, are you ordering me? You are looking for a developer for your startup, right? Why should I call you? That there are a lot of things, right? So you have to be professional. And just imagine if this particular guy sent 5 messages. If I had my notification on, I would get 5 times notified. Anyone would get mad if he gets 5 notifications for a single thing. Then the type 5 is the wrong namer. My name would be right there and on top of it, Madhav, but they would still call me Hi Manav. Do not do that because that shows how much time did you spend into actually seeing the name of the person. Then the Facebook user who keeps using the acronyms H Madhav HWRU. Hi Madhav, how are you? Do not do that. This is not Facebook. This is LinkedIn. Then the never give up one. Hi Madhav, how are you? Hey, how are you? Are you there? Hey. So just see the dates. So the first message on 11 a.m., second message on 1 p.m., then 1 p.m. next day, then 11 p.m. next day, then are you there, then hey, 5 days later. There is a specific time that you should follow up after. Send a message today, follow up after 2 days, after that, follow up after 5 days, and after that, follow up after 2 weeks. If the person is not replying, even after that, find another person. That's it. You don't need to follow up every day. Then the angry young man. Hi, Madhav, how are you? Are you there? And if he does not get any response, you think you're so arrogant. Do you know who I am? They'll start threatening you. I know all of, at least, I don't know, since you guys are students listening to me right now, you might not have these experiences, but I'm sure that Harita and Sashrita and Akshita, who are already into the industry, will have a lot of these type of messages in their inbox, LinkedIn inbox as well. And then the final, the worst category of people in this universe, the creepy Jimmy. If you are the creepy Jimmy, do not do that. Stop it right away. And this usually happens with one specific gender. I do not get these messages, but yeah, I think Harita and Sashita and Akshita can relate to this. So we all know about these people. The creepy Jimmy. Hi, beautiful. Give me your number. If you are doing that, stop it. This is not Tinder. This is LinkedIn. Then I have attached some real screenshots from the BuzzFeed news. So usually people start interacting, start a conversation through some generic topics like happy birthday, congratulations on the new job, and after that, you are welcome. And then suddenly they will come into this that come into the real purpose why they reached out. Can I talk with you? If you have time, if you don't like talk with me, and then a rose, do not do this. Then there are people like this. Thanks for connecting. Happy birthday. Thank you. You're welcome. And then would you want to get together sometime and so on. Then Mary, thanks so much for adding me. I hope you have an amazing evening. I'm hoping to carve out some time for a much deserved evening to out tonight to enjoy a couple of adult I don't know what this even is, but these are some real screenshots. Do not be like this. Then do you mind if I email you what about? Then, well, to be honest, I was procrastinating and came across your profile and your pic caught my eye. Hope that's not too weird of me to say. This is really really weird. Why would you say that? And then this I see your comment. You are very pretty and makeup. I don't know what he's saying, but yeah, all of these are real screenshots. If you are a creepy Jimmy, do not be a creepy Jimmy. So yeah, as Harita said, these texts go into a no reply zone directly. If you are sending such messages, do not expect anyone that to reply to you. This is not going to happen, and you are yourself destroying your own trust and credibility. So till now, I've shown you the bad ways of reaching out. Then what's the good way? The good way is this: four simple steps. First step is while reaching out, see your message as an elevator pitch. I hope you guys know what is an elevator pitch. If you don't, you can Google it afterwards. But remember, while reaching out, see that as an elevator pitch. Remember these four things. Start by introducing yourself. Secondly, tell a summary of what you do. Third, mention your purpose and end with a gratitude. Simple. Start by introducing yourself in one line. Directly jump onto the summary of what you do in one line so that the person can know you. One line for introduction, one line for summary, and then directly jump onto the purpose. No how are you, no hope you're doing well, nothing. Just mention your purpose. That is not unprofessional, that is not rude. That is highly professional, that is highly compassionate, because by being concise, you are showing that you respect the other person's time. You mean business, and others will respect you and revert back to you only if you are being concise and not showing fake how are yous. So there are two examples. See it clearly. So first example is hi, how are you? Hey, hello, okay, don't reply, I don't need your help, you block me, and so on. The first person is definitely going to get blocked. Now the second person is professional. He's saying it like this: hi, I'm Jimmy. It's so nice to connect with you. He started with a gratitude. Then, I'm a graphic designer at ABC Private Limited and I'm passionate about creating beautiful intuitive designs for a variety of marketing collateral for our top tier clients. See, he started by introducing himself, and then in one line, he gave a summary of what he does. He said that I'm passionate about creating beautiful, intuitive designs for a variety of our marketing collateral for our top tier clients. That's it, one line introduction. And then he directly jumped on to the purpose. So he said that I am looking for experiences to learn more ways about career paths and ways to grow into the role of an art director in the next few years. He is coming to the purpose. Your work with XYZ brand has inspired the ways I think about design, and I would love to talk more about a potential mentorship with you if that's something that you have time for and would you be interested in. He directly jumped onto the purpose and ended with a small gratitude that is thanks for your time. This message, my friends, will definitely get a reply. The only thing that I would like to add on is just add some line breaks in it. This is a single line message because the tool which from which I generated this screenshot did not allow me to jump onto the next line. But make sure you use new lines as well. That's it. And finally, before ending this, here's a challenge for you. The challenge is that LinkedIn can bring you a lot of opportunities. I already told you. I told you the numbers as well. I told you that LinkedIn can increase your opportunities by 40 times. But that won't happen on its own until and unless you start building your own brand. So, what I want you to do is write a LinkedIn post as soon as the session ends. Write a LinkedIn post on what you learned in the session. Mention Skyskill, tag Skyskill at the rate Skysil, SKYSIL, and do tag me as well. I would be very happy to see what you learned as well. Write a quick summary in points on what you learned and attach the link to this video in the comment section as well. But yeah, write a quick summary of what you learned in the session. Take a screenshot, anything of any point that you loved. I think this you would have loved this or the bad examples that I was showing. Just take a screenshot and post it. Now, second homework is make your own brand story. This is what I call a brand story. Make your own about section. This is what I call my brand story. Form your own brand story. And the third thing is LinkedIn activity. To increase your LinkedIn activity, post at least 5 times a week, 5 times a week for 1 month. If 5 times a week sounds very kind of high, then post at least once a week so that just share what you are learning, share how you are learning, share where you are learning from, share your tips and tricks in JavaScript, in C Sharp, or in Java, whatever you're learning. Just keep posting and let's connect. You can find me on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, GitHub, anywhere you want. I try to be active on all the platforms. See you there. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Madhav. I love that. Honestly, I was taking notes the entire time. There are so many great tips that you mentioned, and I love that it all aligns to the fact that you should brand yourself before others brand you. And to just completed the entire loop. So, yeah, thank you so much for giving us your time and sharing these amazing tips. I can see from the comment section that a lot of folks learned a lot. And yes, folks, I see you don't have a LinkedIn profile yet. Don't do that. Don't fall into that trap. Have a LinkedIn profile, build your profile with the tips that share. And also, Madhav gave you a 2 months challenge. So be sure you tag us while you progress in that challenge. Take up that challenge, share your notes, share your journey, and build that profile as a student. Awesome. Madhav, any last minutes of like last tips or advice that you want to give out to the students before we close?
The best advice that I can give right now would be keep exploring. College time is the perfect time that you can learn multiple things. You can explore anything that you want. Once you get into your job, you will be spending considerable amount of time in your full-time job. So in your college, you have the most amount of free time that you can get. So spend that into learning a lot of things. Spend that into building your skills so that you become someone that the industry is looking for. And you can totally do that by going deep into one thing, by exploring everything and going deep into one thing. So I would like to end with one of my favorite quotes, modified a little bit according to what I feel is correct. Be a jack of all trades and a master of one. Do it.
Love that. Yes, absolutely. And as Madhav said, keep exploring, keep networking, try to reach out to folks, find out what is it one thing that you're interested in, and be the master of that. But don't forget to understand what else is out there and be a jack of all trades. Absolutely. So, yes, this was a great session. So many actionable tips, so many things that we got to learn. Thank you so much, Madhav, for joining Skysil and helping us out with the launch. We appreciate your time. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks a
Awesome.
lot for having me here, Sashika. I really enjoyed it. And for all the viewers, do connect with me on LinkedIn, linkedin.com/in/Madhav and Instagram, the Lean Programmer. See you guys there. Bye bye.
Thank you. Awesome. So that was Madhav, and it was so great to have him up on stage. He shared so many amazing tips, and I know you all learned a lot because I can see from the comment section that you had a lot of questions. Love that. Absolutely. Be curious, keep learning. There's a lot to learn in this industry, and it can feel a little overwhelming at times. So don't be overwhelmed. It's okay. Take it one step at a time, and just like make sure that you take notes along the way, like document your journey and see what else is out there that you can do. We have another great session coming up shortly. We'll put it up on the description. We'll put it up on the description as well. It'll start in about Ooh, it start more earlier than you can imagine. So just stay tuned. We'll put up some music for you to just stretch your legs. I know we are all working from home. It's great that you all joined this session on a Saturday. Love to see you all here. We'll be joined shortly with another one of our amazing guests. So stay tuned. hope you all are back and super excited for another one of our incredible sessions here at Skysil. The next guest that I'm going to invite up here is an awesome person. I mean, this session, the next session is by far my favorite session. She's a great person. I'm so glad to introduce you to Amalu Susan Santhosh. She's a fellow WTM scholar and she's currently studying at the Duke's University doing her masters. She calls herself the Desi product girl in USA, and I love that tag. So, hi Amalu, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. It's a great morning here. Oh, it's a bit gloomy here, but still I can adjust. And how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much. I know this is like a tough time for you. You're joining in from another time zone here, but yeah, thank you so much for agreeing to do this
No
session and
problem.
joining us
Happy
here at
to
Skype.
share my story and a little bit of tips that I had learned back in undergrad. Sure.
Love that. Awesome. So, yeah, we're going to talk about building your professional profile as a student and take that conversation forward that Madhav started. So, stay tuned. Have your questions in the comment section, and I'm going to share the stage with Amalu. She'll take it forward from here, putting these slides up to the stream. And yeah, the stage is all yours.
Hey all. So I don't want to start by showing and introducing myself, but something by asking like, how is it going? Because that's something that I personally love. When I meet people. So these days it's pandemic. Life is difficult for people. I think it's been almost 2 years since the whole pandemic has started. More than 2 years. And I remember the first day when the coronavirus news came out. I was in my college. I was in my lab actually. I was doing my work, and that's when I got saw the news about the pandemic. I didn't see a huge pandemic coming in, but I thought that maybe this mostly would like be like a flu. So I was not anticipating much. But last 2 years taught me a lot of lessons, a lot of I got to learn a lot of life lessons which I will not never ever forget in my life, and I even built my personal leadership brand around the learnings. So I'm happy to share that all with you. But I would love to know how you all are doing. So please do put your messages in the chat, and I would love to read it. Moving ahead. So, first, I would love to introduce about me and how I ended up in Duke University. So, I am from Kerala. I am from the southernmost state of India, and I grew up there. I was born and raised up in the same state for the entire 23 years, and I have never even traveled to an international to abroad before. Since I believe that my first international flight was when I got the Google scholarship, and I got flown to Singapore for the scholars retreat. So that was a great experience. So I did my schooling in a school called St. Anthony's Public School. It's a Catholic school. And then I did my undergrad in computer science engineering in a government college called College of Engineering, Chenganur. And during my undergrad, initially I was more in school. I was more of like someone who would learn only what's in textbooks. I wouldn't go beyond that because I didn't knew. I was from a rural part of Kerala, and I didn't have enough resources. I didn't own a laptop. I didn't own a mobile phone. So, and my parents used their laptop, for their work. And only time I got to access to internet was through their laptop. And I know it's a very big, was not as smooth as what's happening right now, because now everyone, even during their school time, students have mobile phones back in India, and that's great too. You get to learn a lot, and a lot of people should be able to recognize the plethora of opportunities that's in front of them. So but still I tried my level best. I was part of a lot of tech communities because I wanted to understand like what I wanted to do. So initially, during my undergrad, I started out with obviously the normal, usual route that every computer science engineer would take, that software engineering, route. So I started doing some software engineering internships, and I did some projects with my friends to understand whether I'm going to like it, because that's what my mother told me. on the first day when I joined my college. She was like, try to do different things so that at the end of the day you will not regret that you chose the one that I haven't tried out anything and I chose the one because everyone is going behind that. But I followed her whatever she told me, and I tried out a lot of things ranging from software engineering ship. I did some research, then I did some technical content writing. Then at the end, now I am in product management. So I'm so much grateful to what she said to me back during when I started out my undergrad. And the tech, when it comes to the tech communities, I was part of Google developer group and Google Women Tech Makers, and I got the opportunity to lead the community for almost 4 years, and it was the best experience that I would ever have. um, the all the learnings, meeting with a lot of people, understanding what their stories are, and that's the best part. That's what I love about the whole tech communities, is to learn about their stories, understanding what are struggles they have gone through, so that I can learn something out of them, so that I will stay motivated. So Google Women Tech Makers was the main, I would say, the main door to everything that was lying ahead. So I got the Google Women Tech Makers scholarship because for what I did in the community and what I was trying to do in the community, from helping students to learn more. Not only in the tech side, I understood that people in my area or students in Kerala doesn't know how they don't know how to be, do the professional engagement with people, kind of like sending out emails, how to do it right, even though there are a lot of resources on internet. People kind of miss out on the right part. They don't know what to choose, which is right and which is wrong. So I was kind of like, I was part of this Rethink Foundation, and I was able to mentor like almost 4 students. And after that also I continued the mentoring part, because a lot of people reach out to me asking for what kind of strategy I use for job search and everything. So I'm happy to share that with all of you, even if it's not, I will not be able to condense everything into a 1 hour session, but I'll try my maximum to share that most of them with you. Then that is a picture of me during the Google Women Tech Makers Scholar Retreat. I was in Singapore in Google APAC headquarters. So that was an amazing experience. I got to meet a lot of wonderful ladies. Then that is next to that is me twirling around. I I was attending Google I/O conference in California. That was my first time visiting USA, and again, it was another amazing experience. I got to do hopping. I don't know if you know, it's just like cafe hopping, that bar hopping that people do. Hostel hopping is yet another for me. Traveling around backpacking is more like, less luggage and living out of hostel. That was one experience that I got to understand during my US trip back then. Then after that, I graduated in 2020, right in the middle of pandemic. I had no job. Because I was planning to come to US for masters in 2020 August, and because of that I didn't, maybe, I don't know, I didn't sit for placements. I didn't do anything because I was completely focused on getting to US for masters. So maybe that was something I should have seen. I was not expecting a pandemic, so I didn't prepare myself for placements. And also, one more thing, I didn't want to be a computer science engineer. I wanted to take something that involved people and a lot of management, in a sense, not basic management, but more than, but I wanted to be in technology, but not coding. So this is 6 years back, consulting was the most amazing, what should I say, the most attractive job that people used to go behind. But now it's product management. I am just like software engineering, product management is something that people are loving. So I wanted to do something different, and that's in 2018 is when I got to know about product management, and that's why I pursued as a product manager after graduation. And I will tell you some strategies that I used to get a job in the middle of the pandemic as a PM. in a fintech in India, because product management is still, taking the, what should I say, the roots, the grip on the ground right now in India. And it's still not very much defined in a lot of companies. But now that the nowadays I can see on LinkedIn where PMs, senior PMs from different startups in India posting about associate product managers, junior product managers, product manager internships. Recently, I saw Ola posting PM intern or APM roles. So I'm so happy to see that, because back when I was applying, there was nothing. Only I think Danso had it, and after that, nothing else. So I'm happy to share that with you all. Then at the end, I ended up in Duke in 2021, last year, August. And the journey is absolutely amazing, and it was worth every single effort that I put in. I remember the struggle that I had to go through the pandemic. It's like maybe a book to write. So this is my entire journey. I mean, this is a small snippet of my journey. So let me know if you have any questions or know anything about product management or anything. Feel free to come and put in the comments, and I'm happy to answer as much as I can. So then moving on to the next slide. So I'll be focusing more on the LinkedIn part. The reason is LinkedIn, even though there are a lot of, you know, people, a lot of people say, oh, LinkedIn can be a trigger. LinkedIn can be causing a lot of drama in their life. But I would say I try to filter out good and bad content out of LinkedIn, and I try to make sure that I'm following right people. So so I would be focusing on LinkedIn more, because I wanted to show you how you can use LinkedIn to get a job. And I'm telling you, I can vouch for the whole LinkedIn game, because I got a job just because of LinkedIn. And I got to connect with a lot of people, and I'm still in touch with a lot of people too. So good versus bad, and how you define good and bad is your choice. But I'm going to show you my version of the story, and I'm excited to take you all along with that too. So, job search is something that people don't want to, like, doesn't are not very much excited about, but at the same time, you are excited about. Once you get a job, you're very much excited to get started too. So I know that's a bit of like a dilemma for you, to whether to get excited before a job search or after a job search, or after getting a job. But still, it's an exciting journey, and having a lot of key learnings is the best part of that. So before proceeding, so this is something job search and stuff, but I want to show you how a good LinkedIn profile looks like. So I am definitely going to show you a profile that I usually show the students when I get on sessions. So this is the profile that I'm going to show you is not something that I built or I endorse, but I would vouch for the content there, or the pattern that that the person who created it. It's like it was created by a company called Onesulting. Onesulting, I'll talk about them later. They are the best source. So I'll show you the profile, and then we can discuss on how to optimize your profile to get noticed by hiring managers and recruiters. So I don't know if you can. Okay, I hope you can all see the profile. Um, so this is a profile that I followed when I was trying to find a job, and I know this is a bit of like truncated. That's because of how I have set it, because I partition my screen. So you can see there are different points to how you can make your profile stand out. One thing obviously is your name. Also, one more thing, you shouldn't mess up with the basic details that you can show in your profile, because a person, once they see your, if you write your name in the wrong way, then it shows that you are careless, you are not serious about this thing. So I don't want any of you to do that. So it's written Wendy Javier here. We don't pronounce Javier, it's Javier here. So I last week I met a person. I'm glad that I got to point that out to that person. She wrote her name her name was, let's say it was Amalu Susan, and her A in Amalu Susan, Amalu was in small, in lowercase, and while her all other was like in uppercase. So that's a big red flag, I would say. I mean, that's not how you present yourself. You have to make sure that your name is in the right way. So that's the first thing I would say. Name. And your picture, I would ask you to put a right professional headshot, but I don't want you to be, I'm not pushing you to be in what in the blazer, or a very formal dressing, because I didn't have that before this. Even now I have to change my professional headshot because I got it taken like last week. So more, keep it more like, formal, but business casual, I would say. Or even a t-shirt would be fine, but your face should be visible. This part should be clearly visible. And it shouldn't be a selfie. It shouldn't be the one where you're wearing a sunglass. No, no, that's a no, big red flag. So your face should be just like here we have Wendy Javier. Her face, it's not a real human. Okay, it's not a real human. It's just a made up fictitious profile. So her face is completely visible. So this is what we want. But make sure it's not a selfie. It's not like, like blurred and all. And yeah, I have to take care of my profile. Please don't judge. It's something that I have to work on. So then next comes is the cover banner photo. So the banner, you can be very much creative. You can use Canva. Canva. Canva is a great tool to design your uh, cover photo, like whatever the banner, LinkedIn banner. You can maybe put your name and what all the what areas or your domains. For example, if you're a UX designer, you can say UX designer, or UI UX designer, or whatever. And you can, maybe for me in my profile, it's Amalu's my name, then aspiring product manager, then I have put my Duke University logo there to show that I am currently in Duke University. So you can put anything over there. Anything means it has to be professional, that's it. So maybe some people put a lot of pictures of their journey into that banner, make like a more like a collage. So you can try that out too. So you can be creative there. So next thing is your headlines. What it's called, it's written here: marketing strategies, that consulting, rock climbing. So you can put, I'm telling you, it's the best place to make sure that you get noticed by hiring managers. So make sure that you keep the best and best there. For example, I want to be a product manager. So what I do is I put product manager there. And then I put the pipe symbol, the one that is, straight line. And then I would put Duke University, because when someone searches Duke University product manager, there are higher chances of me popping up in the search. So that is where you can put the main keyword so that you will get noticed. So next is your university, the company you're working for, all those things that you can, basic stuff. But the main thing that again I want to show you is the about me part. So the about me part is the very important, where you can show, where you can show or personalize your story there. I'll show you mine after this. So this is an example of you being creative again with emojis. There is no harm. I don't know if you would believe me. A lot of people gave me the feedback. No one has ever given me a negative feedback about the about section. A lot of people has told me that the about section is very interesting and they loved it, and a lot of people have also followed the whole thing. So here is like, hi, my name is Wendy, soon to be grad with bachelor's of science in business administration. So you can follow something very creative. You can follow what you want to do in future, highlight your strengths, use keywords, maximum keywords. I'm not trying to push you into putting a lot of unnecessary keywords, but very relevant keywords. For example, if you're an aspiring product manager and you're trying to develop skills like data-driven approach, product strategy, put all those things there. And now I will show you my profile to get an idea like what needs to be done on the profile part. So this is my picture. Don't touch me. This picture needs to be cleaned out. I'm putting a new picture like very soon. So I'm an incoming intern at Red Hat. So that's here because I want people who are at Red Hat to find me for me easily. And I've put product manager and Duke 2022, and yeah, again, coming back to the about me session, this is my about me session. Hey, I followed the entire thing. So something, just like I was addressed here as a Daisy product girl. So that's something that I love to consider because I don't know, maybe at a point when I get like after 30, I might change it to Daisy product woman or something. So this is something that I came up with. It took me a couple, a couple of hours, to optimize it, but still it was fun creating this. So I don't know, it's up to you, I'm leaving it up to your creativity to write down how you can do it, but keep it very precise and very clean. Don't go a lot of jargon, but I also um suggest that you do it in the first person basis, just like as if you are writing it rather than keeping it like Amalu Susan is a grad student at Duke University, instead of that, do it like I am Amalu. So that brings a more like, that emotional connection when someone reads it, someone's talking to you. I don't know if you would feel that, but I usually get that feeling. So that's something very important when you consider a profile. Next is the featured session. So in the featured session, you can have anything that shows you that you have done your work, or maybe like your resume is the best one thing that you can put there. So even if you check uh when this profile of one something Wendy, this Wendy Javier, you will get a profile template that you can follow that. And I also at the end I would give you some resources, you can follow that too. So you can put a lot of things here: resume, your projects slides, or your I've put my medium articles there because a lot of people who reach out to me are the ones who want to apply for Google Generation Scholarship. It's called Google Generation Scholarship right now. So I want to direct them to these articles easily. So I usually put that there on my profile. So that's one thing that I do. So you can put your resume, your project, there can be a case study research project you have done, and the presentations are, you can show it publicly, then you can put it there in the feature session, so that when hiring managers or recruiters check your profile, they can see it. This show that you're active. And also try to be active on LinkedIn, like maybe at least open the LinkedIn once a day so that you engage with the post. So in LinkedIn, the algorithm or the whole thing works in the way that you do your work on the profile. you know are you engaging with the posts? Are you doing anything? Are you posting something now and then? So thank you, Debajit. I hope that I'm pronouncing your name right. Thank you so much. So do follow this profile. You'll be able to learn a lot. So here, that is what so see, in the activity part you will be, and also keep. So the reason why I ask you to be active on LinkedIn is because in the activity part it shows up as how many posts have been liked by you. Because also when you go to someone other's profile, helps you to kind of like see what they are liking, and then you can see whether the content is relevant, and then you can follow them. The one main point in this whole LinkedIn game is that when you follow someone, you will be getting that on your feed, or when you get connected with someone, that the posts that they like will appear on your feed. And that's another thing. So last 2-3 weeks back, one person texted me telling me that, Amlu, it's great that you're liking a lot of posts and it ends up in his feed. And I'm happy that uh, he told me that part, the whole because I that would encourage me to follow more people and like more posts, so that it will be helpful, especially when it comes to job search. I like and share a lot of posts on LinkedIn, so then people who are looking for internships, they'll be able to get a hold of all those information. So moving ahead, we have the experience section. again, experience section, the actually the instructions are there on the profile itself. So marketing, so the you can put the name of the role that you're doing, and in the description part you can you should quantify your experience. No matter what, quantify your experience. The reason why I told you this quantification, because people look for the impact of the work that you have done. For example, it might be as simple as interviewing 5 customers. That 5 is the quantifying number that's there. Um so you can use that point to show the impact that you are doing work, you are doing the right work, and you are in the right direction. So you can put as many bullet points as possible. But when it comes to resume, the reason why I point out resume and LinkedIn back to back is resume and LinkedIn are very much similar. But resume is more like, what, instead of LinkedIn is a social media platform, while resume is something personal. So on resume, keep it like to like 4 points, maximum 4 bullet points. But on LinkedIn, you can put as many as possible, keeping it like maximum 7 points. So you can put bullet points of the work you have done, and also initially in the description, first you can write the some one paragraph, or not even one, or maybe 3 to 4 sentences describing the company or the role that you have done. Then you can show the impact of your work in bullet points. You can do that in LinkedIn. So this is how you do it. And also try to keep it very concise, the bullet points. Don't write 10 sentences or 3 to 4 sentences in a one bullet point, because the idea of bullet point is to make sure that you are not writing a lot of sentences. So that is the experience part. I can show you my experience part so that you can see a real life person doing that. So I haven't written anything for my these 3 roles, because I'm still doing that. So I only get the metrics or the numbers after at the end of this year. So I'm waiting for that. So so um I'll show you something. So here I have, this was my full-time job. This was being a product manager. So what I did was, see, I have written that red carpet, or the company that I was in is a Y Combinator startup, because for some companies that is important, that to make sure that you worked in a reputed company. So that's why I put it. It's up to you whether you not to put it. So I give a brief description of the company and how many customers are there for the platform. And I've written like what all points, what I've done here. See, this is quantification. Identify 28 issues faced by 20% of the customers through interviews and analysis of the customer database by leading a cross-functional team, resulting in a 10% decrease in customer churn rate. Then spearheaded restructuring. So there you can see a lot of numbers, but also don't overdo it. Okay, I used to overdo it, but then this is something that was reviewed by my mentor. So she told me that just keep it like this and this, and that's how I optimize the points. So again, I was a community manager at Google Developer Group, and as well as Google Women Tech Makers. So I have written even there. So for, I would say, for anything and every job, you will have metric, you will have numbers. For example, I can take a job as menial as a library assistant. I can share that every day I used to solve the queries of 20 students. And then you can say I used to shelve or take care of 100 books a day, or hold the library thing. So you can do, then you can say that you have been updating the database of the library, like every day, and solving these many issues. You can put all those in. So there is nothing like, oh, this job is so small or so minute that you are not able to get numbers. You can get numbers. And also one more, and I also remember one more thing that I was told by my mentor. Every day write down the work you have done at least once a week. So what I used to do when I was working as a full-time person, whenever I did something that I not really I the ones that are very impactful, even a small thing, I used to write it down in maybe in a Google Doc. I used to do it in Apple Notes because that's what my laptop I was using. So you can do it anywhere. So you can write it down, maybe like I did interviewed this many people, so that at the end of the month you can optimize into something that you can write it on resume, or at the end of the work, so that you don't miss even a single point. Because that's what a lot of people, at the end of the job when they resign, they are thinking, oh my god, what did I do? You might have done a lot of good things, but you forget. So I would suggest you to write every single thing that you have done, even if it's not the personal achievements too, the professional achievements. Interviewed 10 people, or you have brought down the whole automation, 80, you have what should I say, you have optimized or increased the efficiency by 10%. All those numbers are very important. Not Then you might not be thinking that it's important, but 3 years later, when you are interviewing for some other job and they ask you, how did you measure the efficiency? You should have an answer. If you have put it on resume, you should have an answer. So make sure you have the reasoning for that metric or number. Okay, again, by metric, I'm not trying to metric means it can also key performance indicator. It's also called key performance indicator. So its metric is something that you measure the performance of a particular feature. Or for example, say, if we take Instagram, so each feature in that might have tens of metrics. For if we take the reels of Instagram, it might have maybe tens or maybe 30 or 40 metrics that they follow. Maybe the customer engagement is a metric, customer view is a metric, churn rate is a metric. So that is what I meant by metric. So every job, every role has a have must have a metric. That's usually the case. So make sure that you write down everything that you have done in a company, so that you will not miss it. So that's what I did. That is one important point that I followed when I was working full time. So again, your education, when it comes to education, you can write down your degree that you're getting, and make sure, if your college or if your company or whatever you're working on, or maybe you are working for a non-profit, you're working for a small community, if they don't have a LinkedIn page, make sure to tell them to create a LinkedIn page. All right, because a lot of students would be coming in to volunteer there, or even in your college, if it doesn't have a LinkedIn page, and a lot of students would be studying there, right? At a point, they want to create a LinkedIn profile and add it into their education section that they are studying in this college or this university. So make sure that you bring it up, to the authorities that there is no LinkedIn page, and you take initiative of creating one, or let the responsible team know about this issue. So it's very important with the respect to the education part, because if you are moving to a different country for education, they check out your LinkedIn. Companies check out your LinkedIn. It's not like every company or every person in different companies or in different countries know about your college, because I am from a government college in Kerala, and it's not like people in US know about the university or the college, right? So to show them that it's authentic, creating a LinkedIn page is very helpful. And you can write down your GPA, your club activities. You can write down the maybe a debate club president, gold medalist, all those things there. So make sure you um, leverage every single opportunity you have that on LinkedIn. Then you can put your volunteering details here too. Each thing, again, you can write down the bullet points. Even though you were a volunteer, you might have done something. Maybe I have been volunteering in a community for packing the food, vegetables. There's a community here that I've been going. I can write down in the volunteering part. I can write help the community with packing 100 packets a day, or something of that sort. All those, you can write even as, or I went out to distribute the food to 20 households in 1 hour, or something of that sort. That shows your efficiency, that you can multitask other, good, a lot of things, but at the same time you are working for something, a good cause. So that's it, volunteering part. And then again, you can put your skills and everything there, and make sure you help each other out as a community. So if I endorse you, you should endorse, that it's not like you should ask them, but it's like a mutual thing, endorse your one skills, because you might have a friend who is very good at designing or good at coding. If that person has put the skills, software engineering or something, you can endorse that skill, right? That's one way of helping each other. That's the whole idea about community, right? So again, when it comes to next is recommendations. So if someone recommends you, I would ask, get recommendations from your mentors, from your professors, from your research advisors, from your senior managers, from your colleagues, from your project members. So that's better. So rather than from the reason why I ask you to add recommendations is it's because for some jobs they will not directly ask for recommendations from people, but if it's there, then it's great. So if I go and check someone's profile, and I scroll down and see that recommendations from a project person, or from a senior manager of a company, I can surely say that that person has endorsed, recommended this person, which means he's genuine, he is good at what he does. So make sure that, I'm not telling you to ask everyone the recommendations, but if you can get, then that's great. And also, it's as a kind gesture, I would give back, not to your senior managers, but if your project colleague gives you a recommendation, I would also give back to him, that as a giving again, helping. But that doesn't mean that I will give to my senior manager. So yeah. So next is like, you can put your honors and awards there. If you have got any scholarship or any recognition, you can put that there. Organization. So this is just a brief on how you can, create your LinkedIn profile and all those things. But I would love to go back to the main slide and explain how you can create the job search, do the job search. So there's a point on the profile where you can keep the job alerts on. So every time when you search for a job, for example, product manager, when you search it, they will ask you at the top, keep the job alert on. You should keep the job alert on, so that every time when you get a job, when someone posts it, you will get that job. And it has helped me a lot too. So next thing is keywords. Having keywords on the profile is very important, because I don't know if you have seen it, the hiring managers or the recruiters LinkedIn dashboard is very different from what we see, as a common person. So for them, they put some keywords, or then they look for profiles, and that's how it is. So that's I know some people say it's unfair, but that's how it is. So you should put, I'm not saying that you put every keyword into it, but very much relevant keywords to what you want to be. And also try to keep a lot of, even mine is, I think I have premium right now because I want to give away. That's how I got the premium. So you can keep your profile in public view, so that you can see who is visiting your profile. So say you are doing job search and you are looking for jobs, and you have applied to a Google, say you have applied to Google, and one day you got an alert saying this recruiter from Google viewed your profile, which means that person was checking your profile to see how your LinkedIn is and what you're doing there, all those things. And mostly all of the people out there put their LinkedIn profile on their resume, so to show that you have a professional profile on LinkedIn. So make sure that it is in public view. You can go to the settings, and there is an option called visibility or something, so you can go there and change it, or you can just Google how to make your profile public, and you will get it. And also, if you want to know how to make your profile turn on the job alerts, you can check that too. So moving on, next we have how to search for jobs, or for people, how to search for people. So one method is the company's page. You can go to Google, or I'm taking Google because that's easier to say. Say Google's page, you go there, and you can filter out, based on different universities. Say if I want to show you, um, say I'm gonna say this is the company. So here, the company's page, see, See here, this is the company page. So here I can filter out by which country they are from. So if I click on United States, I can uh, I can find people from United States, you know. So that's how you and then I put on United States, and then I put product manager. I'll get people from US being a product manager. If I want to add something again, something like what they do, or here where they have studied, I think this is San Jose University. Yeah, no, Stanford University. So now I'm getting people from Google in Stanford University, who study at Stanford University, who are product managers in US. So this is how you find people here, because some people say I don't have a premium, so it's very difficult to find people. It's not like that. If there are some tricks, there are more tricks, more. I'm just only gonna brush up some because we have limited time. So this is one way of doing it, and then reaching out to them, or say if you don't have a LinkedIn premium and you are getting limited, go to Google and search product manager LinkedIn Google. You'll get a lot of so that you don't have to go to LinkedIn and then find it, so you can do that. So that is one way of doing it. And next way is finding groups. There are a lot of groups out there. Maybe I'm saying product manager just because it's easier for me. Creative product managers, the product managers institute, the product manager school. So there are a different LinkedIn groups there. Join those groups, and once you join those groups, one main perk of doing using groups is that you can directly message all these people without a connection. I'm telling you, try it out and let me know later in Twitter or something. You can join groups, find people, you can directly message them because you are part of that group. So try that. That has worked for me a lot. And also, you'll be able to find a lot of, you can introduce yourself and also when you send a connection request, send personalized connection request. So if I say, if I am here, say I want to connect with Nishta Bhatia. So I'm gonna connect with her. When I say connect, um say, see, add a note. So add this note. uh so you can add, hey Nishta, this is Amalu, I found you on this group, and we can see that we both share a common interest with product managers, so I would love to connect with you and learn more about you, or maybe can you get on like maybe 15 minutes call to understand more about your journey or something. Just don't forget to add this note. Usually I don't accept people from without note unless I know them, from a previous event or something. So make sure you add note here. And also when you are on phone, one thing about this sending notes is that it's very difficult, because sometimes when you click on connection, it directly goes to connection without asking you to whether you wanna send a message or not. So I hope you can see my phone. So in this phone, at the side there is connect, message, and then there is a three dot button is there. And when you click that, don't click on the connect. If you click on connect, it will go to direct connection request without asking you to there would not be any prompt asking you to add the message. So you have to click on the three dot button. There you will see personalized invite. Click on that, and then you personalize the invite. So that is very main important thing that people ask. I cannot find it on phone, but you have to go to that three. I don't know why LinkedIn is keeping it that difficult for you, but when it's on when you are doing it on laptop, it's like they will ask you. So that's a weird thing that I found on LinkedIn. So that is one way of finding other people. Other thing, go to groups. And next is university page. Go to your university. One thing, there are three main ways to connect with people. One is telling them that you are in the same company as them and then connecting with them. Or another thing is that telling them that you are on the same group as them, and I think we are sharing the same interest or same goal of, say. Then next is another thing is, your alma mater, the college that you have been to, or the college that you're currently in. You can reach out to your alumni, because I personally have never had any negative experience with any of the alumni that I had connected to. So make sure that you use all these three um, resources on LinkedIn, because a lot of people miss this main part. Next is search methods. So one thing is that there can be different events that can be happening in each of the companies. For example, Amazon hosts a lot of events these days, because they have like small events connecting with people, to make sure that you to engage people on their LinkedIn. So make sure that you attend, events, and when you attend the events, you will be able to connect with the attendees. I'm telling you, you would be able to see those attendees, and then when you connect with them, you can see, oh, I saw you attending this event. I had these many key learnings from the event. Would you be able to get on call with them, so that we can, maybe understand, maybe break down the points together, or something of that sort. So I can show you again. So this is Amazon space. See, Amazon had these events in the past, in October 25. So if I take Microsoft, I'm just guessing, I'm not sure if Microsoft had it recently, but I saw a lot of events for different other companies. So there are no upcoming events, but there were events in 2020. See, so all these people in my connections are attended it, and then I can connect with them. That's one way of connecting with people, because sometimes when you connect with people, you will not have any common points, and you'll be like thinking, oh, what should I say, how should I introduce myself, what should be that common link between you. So one can be your college, one can be the company that you are aspiring to be, then one can be the events like this, or even common groups. So that's another point that you can use. Then another thing is, one you can do is, to find recruiters. One thing you can do is, I'm telling you, don't go for the HR people, go for the recruiters. So search on the Google search tab, joining Amazon or something, or happy to Google. Happy to Google means happy to join Google. People post when they get internships, right? So that I'm excited to join Amazon as a software engineer, and all those things. So excited to Google. So I'm just gonna search and show you. Like, see, um, see, see, people posts like this. Say day one at Google, excited to be starting as an associate account strategist. So here they have mentioned the recruiter. See, Ruth Kaleli. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. This person has her name in the description. See, this person has thanked the recruiter, but this can be a big resource for us. You can see that this recruiter is hiring in the UKI team or whatever thing at Google. So you can go to them and connect with them with a personalized invite. So use, see, happy to announce. See, start a new chapter. There should be something here and there. Yeah, see. Um See, these are some people who might be the directors, or hiring managers are not recruiters, and hiring managers are very different. Recruiters are people who do the recruitment process, the whole sending you emails, setting up the calls and stuff, interview calls. Hiring managers are the people who are the senior people in the team, who want to hire you into their team. So hiring managers would be the one who will be deciding like which role should be given to you. They are the senior people in the team. So you might be able to see there might be people in this post, they might have thanked them also in the post. So you can connect with them and ask, maybe there would you mind looking into my profile, and maybe do you have any open role? Don't specifically ask open roles. See, go check the Google career website or something, the career website. If you have an open role, reach out to them asking, do you is this your team or something of that sort. So always don't uh, make it very a broad question when you reach out to people. Keep it very specific, that'll be very helpful. Instead of sending hi, hello, how are you, don't do that. LinkedIn is a professional place, so always go for hi, this person's name. And also don't I what I learned from being in US is that, or back in India too, I always address people by their first name. I don't go for like sir or ma'am when it comes to seniors, because that's what people usually, I don't know how the corporates in India work, but mostly people don't prefer sir and ma'am. So don't just address them by their first name unless it's professors in India. Here also professors, only I only address by, I have a professor named Kathy Amato, but I call her by Kathy. I just call her, hey Kathy, that's it, hello Kathy, that's it. So make sure when you address people also, if there, or if you have confusion on how to address, hello Mr., or something of that sort. Don't go for the sir or ma'am thing, I would suggest. So this is one way of, again, finding a job. So this is a template that I usually use, when I reach out to recruiters or hiring managers. You can maybe take a screenshot or take a photo of this. See, again, it's like it should never be a transactional relationship with people. When I was looking for a job, I reached out to a lot of people. If you want to, I'll share a story with you. I cold messaging is very powerful, reaching out to people and asking if there are any open roles. I reached out to hundreds of people and I ended up with the job too. So I reached out to this person who is a senior director of product management in a company in India. It's actually an American company, but it has a branch in India. So I reached out to that person, and he was not even considering hiring a person, and until I reached out to him. Then he told me, oh, now I think of it, I would love to hire a person who to take care of a music app. So I was like, oh, that's cool. So he then took my interview and everything, but at the end, because of pandemic, he couldn't hire me because of hiring freeze. But again, it's not an issue, but I still was in touch with him, telling that the app might need an improvement. This side, this mobile app is like crashing. It might need an intervention here and there. And I still kept in touch with him. You know what happened? After 8 months, 8 long months, the same person messaged me on LinkedIn saying that I am now ready to hire the APM, Associate Product Manager, in my team. Amalu, are you available? I was shocked, because why would that person be reaching out to me, right? He hasn't posted any official what job posting, and but he reached out to me, so that was a big thing for me. So experiences like this will make you show you that it is worth of sending out cold messages to people. So this is an example. And again, when I told, like before, when you ask question, be smart, be specific, be measurable, be relevant and time based. Also respect people's time. Don't go ask like tons of questions, or don't keep it very broad asking how is your life in Tesla. That's not a question. You might need to know only about the role specificity, or if you have any doubt with the role part, ask that very specifically. Okay, don't go for something like how is your life at Tesla, how is your day-to-day life, unless it is a meeting call with one-on-one. Don't ask that. And when you send messages, don't put them in a difficult position that will make the relationship between you two very shaky. Don't do that. um People to follow, yeah. So these are some people. There's a very few people that I follow. No, not I follow, I these are some of the people that I follow. Roshni Chelani is it's an Indian who came to US for her masters. She's now in Qualcomm. She has worked in Apple, and also she's in Qualcomm as a senior engineer, software engineer, no, hardware engineer of some sort. So you can follow her. She has tons of LinkedIn tips. I'm telling you, go check out her posts, LinkedIn posts. She has written Medium articles, LinkedIn posts. Just search Roshni Chelani on LinkedIn. You'll be finding help there. Then, next important thing that helped me with finding my job is Onesulting. Go check out Onesulting on Instagram, LinkedIn. They have a website where there are tons of resources. Go check out. They have a resume template. I use that template to get job, and that's how I landed both my jobs, full-time job, and now I have an internship at Red Hat. I don't know if you know Red Hat. Red Hat is like a Red Hat Linux, Red Hat has Linux version, and IBM acquired Red Hat recently. So yeah, that's another thing. So go follow them. Jonathan Javier is one person. They have their personal, since everyone's active, mostly people are active on Instagram. Jonathan Javier is the one of the founders, and Jerry Lee is also one of the founders. They have their separate accounts on LinkedIn, Instagram. Just search Jonathan Javier, you'll be able to find it. Take a screenshot of this or something, or take a photo of this so that you can later do this after the session. Diego Granados is another person. He's actually an alumni of Duke. He's a senior PM at LinkedIn. He's posting tons of resources every single day. And if you want to check out product management and all, he's the best person, one of the best people. And there are a lot of other people too. He's one of the best people. He sends out how to think like a PM, how to start out breaking into PM, product management, and all those things. So you can follow these two people. And yeah, that's it. And this is how you can follow me. Twitter, I'm very active on Twitter at Susan underscore Amalu. And I'm active on LinkedIn too. You can send me connection request, but with a personalized invite. If you have never ever sent out a connection request with a personalized invite, you can do that now. So yeah. So this is one thing that I tell everyone. You spend most time with yourself, so make yourself interesting. So make sure that you do, and make your journey worthwhile. And thank you so much.
That was amazing. Thank you so much, Amalu, for sharing those tips. We've already put in the links of folks who you mentioned and the alternative resources that you mentioned there. So,
Sure.
folks, do check that out if that is something that will help you. And yeah, I think we have some questions. If you have some time, we'll
Sure,
quickly
sure,
go over
sure.
them.
Yeah, I'm happy to answer.
Awesome. All right, let me scroll up and see. Yeah, one question. Quick question. Will software engineering ever stop being in demand? What do you think, Amalu?
No, I don't. you know, I don't see that kind of, that ever stop being ever being in demand. Okay, maybe you might have thought of this, this question came up with this question because I talked about product management a lot. Actually, product managers and software engineers are friends at work. I would say they have to work side by side. So never ever think that software engineering will go out of, the people will have to stop working at that point. A lot of people ask me whether data scientists will go out of job one day, because with a lot of artificial intelligence ML thing, that craziness going out in the world, people think that at the point data analysts, data scientists would go out of job. No, they will never ever go out of job. It's actually the roles are actually evolving every time. Back 6 years back, consulting, I just have mentioned, consulting was the main. People who wanted to be in the management side would every time go to the big four, the McKinsey, and all those consulting firms. And now a lot of people who wanted to be in consulting, but at the same time who want to be more involved with the product, the building of a product part, that role kind of evolved from consulting to product management. And in between that, there are a lot of different roles: product owner, strategy analyst, product analyst, business owner. So a lot of roles are there, but it's evolving. So never think that, don't doubt that, software engineering role will go out of the whole job scenario. No, never. It'll not
Absolutely.
go. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's lovely how you put it. That all of these roles they won't go out of they won't go out of trend. So just don't follow a role just because it's a trend. Follow a role
exactly.
because that is something you want to do. Awesome. We have another question. Being an engineering student, what's the roadmap to learn product management?
Yeah, so I get a lot, a lot. Great question. A lot of people ask me this. So just like Madhav mentioned during his session, undergrad is the best time to explore. I'm again telling you, once you get a full time job, it's like you have time, but still you will have a lot of responsibility in hand. Work, then your life, your family. I believe, if you're a family person, that will be another thing that you have to be involved with. So explore what you want to do. Don't try to narrow down your vision only to one specific place. Maybe like a lot of people, they make that mistake thinking that, okay, everyone is going for product, I'm also going to go for product. Everyone's going for being a software engineer, I'm also going to be a software engineer. If I had that mindset back then, I wouldn't end up being a product manager, because when I joined my college, product manager, I don't think there was not, I haven't even heard of people talking about product manager. But it became a buzzword in the last 3 years or something, 3 to 4 years. It was there, but people were not much. The reason why product management came into the whole existence, because startups, product startups came into existence. And
Yeah.
just like Skysil is a product. Skysil is a product, the hard work of these three wonderful ladies. So it's like it's a product. Skysil is a product, right? So just like that, people started building their products, and that's how they wanted someone to work on them. That's how product management came into existence. So one method is, I can vouch for, is building your own projects or building your own products. It doesn't have to be a mobile app. It doesn't have to be an algorithm, building an algorithm to doing XYZ. You don't have to do that. It can be as small as creating a Notion page and putting in all the job opportunities that you're finding there, so you can share with people. And people, that's what I am doing right now. I am here, it's really difficult to find internships. So what I'm doing, especially product management internships, so what I did was, I created a Notion page. I started putting in all those opportunities I'm seeing, so that one, people who are using that can apply. Because of the death of my grandmother last week, I put a pause on that. So people are now asking me, Amalu, what's happening with the page? Like, people, they can also contribute to it, but it became slow because I stopped adding a lot. So I that's when I came to understand that a lot of people are using the page. So it doesn't have to be a huge thing. Work on some self projects. Then another thing is that, maybe volunteer in, there are a lot of non-profit communities or small startups which are not capable of paying people. So you can volunteer there to be a PM. There are a lot of PM openings in small non-profit organizations. So you can be there helping them with their setting their product vision and all. So that's another way. Then I would also, one more tip that I can give you is, every single year get an internship, no matter what. Every summer find an internship. Don't ever go think that, oh, this is my engineering life, I need to enjoy. You can enjoy, you can get an internship, and then you can enjoy too. Because a lot of people regret it these days, because once you graduate, you can never go back and get an internship, right? So find,
Mhm.
even if you have the internship from a very small startup, it's totally fine. What counts is your work. What counts is the impact that you have created. And if you, the one big main perk of doing an internship is, you'll be able to have a professional mindset from the early on. So
Yeah.
that this is how, that's one main thing that I have to tell about how to break into. And there are a lot of people, just like I mentioned Diego, there are a lot of people on LinkedIn, Instagram, even on TikTok. I know TikTok is banned in India, but if you ever come to US, TikTok, a lot of content creators are there who are PMs creating. It's very helpful. So use all of that. There are tons of resources out there to find how to be a PM and stuff. So read a lot and try to find your, story. Try to define your story. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. And there are tons of blogs out there that you can refer to. I explored product management a little back when I was in my university. Again, the same way that you mentioned, not a lot of opportunities back then. And at that point of time, it wasn't something that folks wanted to do
Exactly.
just for the passion of product management. They wanted
Yeah.
to do because they want to step away from coding.
Exactly.
So be intentional about your ideas on why you want to do something, why you want to pursue a role, and then go find resources. A quick shout out to product folks. There's a community. They are expanding rapidly in India. If that is something you're interested in, might help if you want to just join the community Discord,
Yeah.
Slack, and chat with a bunch of folks there.
Yeah, there are. I can mention one more community, product buds too. Product folks,
Hmm.
product buds. Then there's an APM club, so you
Yeah,
can go follow them on LinkedIn. They're all on LinkedIn, so you can join their Slack too. Yeah, that's it.
absolutely. Yeah. Ask questions, be curious, and that's how you learn.
Yeah,
There's another
exactly.
question on that note. Is there any criteria to make connections on LinkedIn? I know this is a little broad, but
Yeah,
yeah, do you have
yeah,
any
but
thoughts on that?
yeah, I can answer that. So as I have mentioned, There are different, there are multiple ways of finding connections on LinkedIn. One way is, again, just going to your university's page and finding your alumni there,
Hmm.
going to a company that you want to be part of and then finding people there. Then you can go join groups, just like this. You can go join groups, like for product management there's a group called creative product managers. You can go join the group, then find people there. You can, all those people who are in that group are there because they are interested in, or they are a product manager. So that's one way of that's different ways of connecting, making connections. And also, just Google, if you don't have LinkedIn Premium, just Google, put the keywords there. If you want someone from Microsoft, software engineer, LinkedIn. Microsoft software in LinkedIn. And also, if you want from a specific school or university, put that university's name on Google search bar. You'll get them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, great tips. Some of these ways that you can just go ahead, find out the people you want to connect with, and then send them a connection request. Make sure you add a personalized note, as Amalu said. That is something super important. Another question we have is, how professional should the LinkedIn profile look?
Yeah. So, professional, as I have told, you can be very creative on your LinkedIn. Okay, that's how hiring managers, be like, okay, they are very much interested in, when I don't know if you go and check my profile. I've mentioned at the end of the profile, I'm very much interested in the East Asian culture and Korean dramas and all those things. That's the personal thing. So a lot of people who get on call with me connect with that part. And also, a lot of people love how the way I have put, emojis and things, because emojis, we live in the world of emojis, right? We send a lot of emojis. So I use that. So you can be creative, but at the same time keep it neat, so that people who read it understand that you're professional. By maybe the picture, again, the picture part, you don't give don't wear sunglasses and take it, or don't take a selfie and put it there, and keep it very clear. Your face should be visible, don't shouldn't be in the side profile. Your face should be visible. And keep a genuine smile on your face when you put that. Yeah. So again, professionalism, that's it. That how do you want your hiring manager or your company or your husband, which company you want to be in, that company to see you, keep it like that. Yeah.
Hmm. A follow-up question might be like, should we put on hobbies or some of the personal projects that we have done on LinkedIn?
Sure,
If you
sure.
want.
You can put your hobbies in the about section. At the end, you can put hobbies, and then you can put, if you are into trekking,
Mhm.
put it there. And maybe an interesting fact, maybe put the trekking, then you can write, like, recently I went to trek on this mountain trail or
Mhm.
something. You can put that. Maybe when next time when you get on a call with, when you are on a recruiter. Okay, my personal experience. Again, one more thing, this is another tip. When you are interviewing, I got on a call with this recruiter. So she asked me, how are you? And you know what? I didn't say I am good. I said more
Mhm.
than that. I am good. I am super excited for this weekend because I'm going on a hiking trip with my cousins, at this specific trail that we have nearby. I told her that. You know what happened? We went and talked about, went on and talked about the same thing for the next 5 to 10 minutes, because she is a big trekking into, hiking person. So she was telling me what her plans for this weekend, and she even went on a hiking trip because I went for one. You know,
Love
exactly. So every time when you introduce yourself, don't just say I'm good. Or even
that.
in your native language, don't just say you're good or you're fine. Just say more than that. What you are like, you don't because you might be able to direct the interview in the way you want it to be, rather than them directing it. You can make them ask you questions, the questions that you want them to ask. The questions that you are answering. So yeah,
Definitely. I mean, talk about like how chuffed you are about something that you're going to do this week or
exactly,
like right after the interview. And that might be a good conversation starter because it give you a baseline to talk about. Remember that there's a human on the other side of the screen. So they'd also love to share their experiences as well.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think that is all. A quick shout out. These were some really cool tips that you shared. And I know that you already saw, so the comment section is brimming with how great of a LinkedIn profile that you shared, how some of the great tips that you shared really helped them. Thank you so much, Malu, for sharing all of
Thank
those
you so
details.
much for inviting me. It was been an amazing experience being part of this Skysil community, and thank you so much, all of you amazing ladies. I'm glad that I got to be a part of it, and I'm sure I'll be open to helping anyone with your any more speaker initiatives or something. And yeah, all the best to all the students out there. Keep Don't be patient, okay? Be patient. Even if you don't get the internship that you want, be patient. Next year it will be there right by your door. So don't.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Love
much.
that. I mean, thank you so much for sharing all of these details. Students, if you want to connect with Amalu, she has her all of the connection requests. Should have a personal note, yeah, for sure. But there's a LinkedIn link at the description, so feel free to check that out and reach out to her. And yeah, that would be all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a
Awesome.
good night to everyone.
Have a good night. Thank you so much, everyone.